Fun fact, all this makeup was literally sitting in my meat fridge too, like my meat freezer. So it's been next to meat, like raw meat. I don't know if that's healthy. Hey guys, what is up? It's Ruthie and welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, hi, my name's Ruthie. I'm 17 years old and I really like doing makeup. Today we're going to be doing the freezing my makeup challenge. I've seen James Charles do it and I have frozen like all of my makeup, not all of my makeup, but like my normal face routine makeup. And it's been in the freezer for like 3 days, I'm not gonna lie. So it's definitely really frozen. So I'm really curious to see how that's gonna work and what is gonna happen to my face. So yeah, before we get started, make sure to leave a like down below and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's just get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to start off with is the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. I saw James Charles use a Tatcha product and he froze it and it ended up being a really weird texture, like gelato literally. It's really thick. It was not all the way frozen, but it's kind of like, it's probably melting in my hands right now. But it's very cooling, which is probably really good for your skin. It's really cold. It is very cold. But it does feel nice, honestly. I won't even lie. Alright, so heading into primer, I have this NARS Radiant Primer. It feels pretty frozen. It's definitely, it's like, it sounds pretty icy in there, so. It's like so frozen. Maybe don't leave it in the freezer for 3 days. That's probably a little bit excessive. So it's finally coming out. It's so I have to like squeeze so hard to literally get it out. It's so cold. It is so cold. My fingers like feel the coldness. Oh my gosh. But primer and moisturizer should definitely be the same because they should be water-based, not oil-based. I actually don't use this primer a lot. Usually I use a pore-filling primer, but I did not want to ruin the primer that I normally use on the daily basis, so we settled for this one. For foundation, I am going to use the Juvia's Place foundation. I had chose this foundation because I know it's thick, so I was curious to see how it would freeze. Yeah. Oh, lovely. Lovely. It's a little bit thicker than normal. Yeah, for sure. Like a lot, but it's really cold. I keep saying this as if it wasn't in the freezer for the past 3 days. Like, it's gonna blend this out. This is all pretty normal. Once again, probably water-based. I was kind of hoping to see if like the foundation would get really thick, but it didn't. This Juvia's Place one is a little bit too dark for my skin color though, by a lot. It is looking very dewy. I don't really know why. I didn't do anything different, but it is looking very dewy, and usually this foundation is more matte. My face looks so, oh my gosh, it looks so like cakey. Not even cakey, but greasy. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the foundation being in the freezer or if it's because I haven't used it in a while, but it looks like really greasy. Right, moving on to concealer, I'm also going to be using the Juvia's Place concealer. It's definitely thicker than normal. It's like really hard to get it out of the tube, but it's very cooling. Once again, my bags are going to be gone. It's really depuffing my face. I also have makeup on from earlier, so there's like random black spots under my eyes. Alright, so that is done. We're looking extra shiny. Definitely shiny. But now it's time to set it. Hopefully it won't be as greasy then. For setting powder, I'm using the Laura Mercier setting powder. Doesn't look different. I mean, it is only powder. I'm assuming that this is just gonna set my face as it normally does. I'm just setting it with my beauty sponge because that's what I always do. But this side versus this side, that is such a big difference. I swear I picked a setting powder that has like no powder in it because I cannot get any of this out. My base looks pretty good. It looks pretty even. Obviously it's very flat right now, but we'll have to contour that. And I didn't really notice much of a difference, honestly. So now we're moving on to eyebrows. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow for this, but I'm really hoping this isn't freeze because that'll be so hard to do my brows then. And look, oh god, it's hard. There's a little swatch with my hand full of swatches. Makeup artist things. I'm not going to put it on my hand though when I do my eyebrows because that's kind of cheating. Like you're warming it up with your hand. It's going to warm up on your face anyways, but a little bit extra thick. It's kind of like using a dip brow that is dry, but it's not too terribly bad. Okay, I'm not going to lie, it kind of is going on a little bit thinner than normal. I don't know why that is unless it's like the condensation from it freezing mixing with the gel as it's like melting. So I got my eyeshadow palette from the freezer. I am realizing how orange my face looks. Like, I don't know if it's oxidizing, but it looks really orange. Like, I look like a basketball. No, definitely not that. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to put some powder under my eyes because no one likes Fallout and Fallout ruins looks. And no, it's not the frozen powder because I ran out of the frozen powder. How? I don't know. Like, why would I choose a powder that's empty to freeze and possibly ruin? Use it too. This is my James Charles palette. It's kind of really dirty and used. He said that it's kind of like got like more powdery. And like the reason could have been from the pressure changing when freezing it. But yeah, I'm kind of like pondering what I'm going to do for an eyeshadow look today. So yeah, I'm just going to start off with my darkest shade first. I'm going to be using this shade. I'm not a pro and I don't know the shade names yet. So I'm just going to take a dip into this purple shade. Let's see if it taps off a lot. Like, oh, that is a lot. I'm going to pack on some red now because red goes as purple. So let's see how powdery. I haven't worked with the James Charles palette in a while, so I'm probably a little bit rusty. Watch me mess up and create a really ugly eye look. Not too bad, not too bad. I guess my skill hasn't left the chat. Wow, that's so cheesy. I'm gonna go into the orange shade because orange comes after red. So a little tap into that. I don't think that the freezer's really changing it, but it is fun to like play around with James Charles palette again. I think I'm gonna do a change in plans and I'm gonna do a sunset eye because that's kind of like already the direction this is going in. And then I'm gonna go take the yellow shade and dip into that. And just go all around. I just thought of a really good detail idea. Right, so this is what the eyeshadow part of this eye looks like. I'm going to do the other eye and I will be back. Alright, so I have finished with the like smoky sunset eyes on both of my eyes. I honestly have no clue how this is going to be, but I didn't want to just do a normal shimmery eyeshadow because that would just be so boring. Like, why not see what another thing is like frozen? Maybe. Oh. It broke. It is all the way frozen. It literally just broke. I'm just gonna stick in a different wand. Oh, how wonderful. It has a really weird texture frozen, like it's not very liquidy and it's really just the pigment. Probably should not have put this all over my lid. That kind of looks a little bit dumb. Everyone always makes fun of me because I always have my mouth open when I do my makeup, but I just can't not. This one's been one of the harder ones to use frozen. It doesn't have much of the liquid, so it's a lot of just the glitter. It's also having something really cold right on your eyelid isn't the best feeling. So yeah, that's the eyes. Actually, I was gonna add liner. I have this Haas Laboratories liner. I actually love this liner, but it is running out, so I decided to freeze it. So, I don't know how it will react. I'm left-handed, this feels so awkward. I don't know, it's kind of working the same, if we're being honest here. That's kind of been like how a lot of them are. Yeah, I changed my mind. It's actually not working as good. There's not as much ink. Liner is like not behaving. Me and liner just cannot work today. I filmed another video with liner and it was a huge flop. Why did the freezer kill my product? I'm gonna use black eyeshadow. Look at this.
Watch me mess up and create a really ugly eyelid.
We're gonna try to fix this. This is a challenge, so I want my makeup to turn out the best it can. So bad. This looks like makeup I tried to do when I was younger. I mean, this liner, of course, didn't end up being horrific. That's usually how it goes, though. Alright, I'm gonna be straight up and honest. This is a mess. It looks pretty bad, but at least it's something and it's better than what it was. So we're gonna move on to the face part finally. First, we're gonna start off with contouring. I'm using the Kat Von D Shade Light palette. Mine is kind of worn. And we're just gonna take the lightest shade right there and contour that. I'm assuming, just like the other powdered things, that this is gonna be the same. I don't really see any differences. At least one thing is going right for us. Whoa. That needs to be blended out a little bit more. There's nothing different really there for the contour, which is a good thing. I needed a little refresher of normal makeup after this catastrophic eyeliner situation. It really wasn't that bad, I'm just dramatic. But now moving on to blush, I'm going to be using the Falling Fire blush in Speculation Swatch. Once again, feels the same. It is more powdery though, like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I can see that. And now on to highlighter. I'm going to be using the Iconic London. Don't mind my fingers, they're literally black from the eyeliner. I don't know if these will be frozen. Probably not. Nope. I guess makeup just does not freeze. Like, what the heck? I'm going to dab this on here. It feels the same. I don't know why it doesn't really feel cold at all. I've had it in the freezer for so long. I really had hoped that this one would freeze too. Alright, so now for mascara, I'm going to be using the Ciate London Triple Shot Extra Large Mascara. This seems to be a little bit icy. It sounds a little bit icy. And it's kind of not going on as good. Okay, so mascara, check. It looks decent. It looks pretty good. Hey, I kind of forgot to freeze the lipstick. I don't know how. We're just going to use a normal lipstick. Probably just going to keep it simple and use this Profusion Juicy Lip Tint because it doesn't love keeping it simple. This is the look. It doesn't look absolutely terrible. It's kind of pretty and it kind of gives off Euphoria vibes, if you catch my drift. The fact that most makeup doesn't freeze. I'm also not surprised though, because a lot of it probably does have oils in it and stuff. I'm looking very orange though. I am looking very orange. Overall, it's not the worst. It's definitely not the best though, but it was really fun to try out just a bunch of frozen makeup products and really challenge myself to make the most out of it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to be trying to post weekly from now on if I can. I'm literally going to try so hard because I want to start committing to YouTube more. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day. Bye!